finally hit 80 degrees outside. Birds are chirping, the bees are coming out. That can only mean one thing when you're in the trail maintenance business. Briars. Briars. Well, tomorrow, war begins. Me against those briars. Tomorrow is going to be the first day I'm going to get out there and I'm going to start to do some trail maintenance in the Hoosier National Forest, india-celina Lake. I'll try to take care of them if I can. I can't get them all. Giant army out there, but I'm on it. Oh yeah. I'll see you out there on the trail tomorrow. Come on, Briars. Come on. Okay, just arrived here in Hoosier National Forest, india-celina Lake. Looks to me like this is part of the beginning process of doing the timber harvest. Sounds like they're going to do a lot of it this year, is to burn everything off. That way the trucks can get in there and the loggers can get in there and take what they need. It sounds like to me like this year is going to be a pretty big operation. This is how the Forest Service makes their money, how they pay their bills. And eventually this whole area will grow back up again. But you can see this whole area right here, this would be on the north side of Main Road coming in, that they had a fire, all the brush off here. Now what's amazing is you travel down this road, you can look right across the street here and there is nothing. Nothing has been burnt all up and down. So that kind of shows you how they can control these fires and make sure that they clear the areas that they want. Areas that they don't want to do right now, they can leave undisturbed. That's pretty cool. Okay, well, I am glad to be back to the Hoosier National Forest and do a little trail maintenance. I'm going to go ahead and walk down this trail back. I'm going to see how far they burnt. Plan was to do this connection trail down to the main trail and then head west to Indian Lake. That was one section of the trail I didn't get to last year. So obviously the sign shows that I am right here, so I'll do this little connection trail and then I'm going to head on back to Indian Lake. Don't skimp on your rain gear. Buy lightweight rain gear, as light as you can get. Make sure it's breathable and it is top quality rain gear. It is your saving grace out there in the wilderness if a rainstorm comes up. You don't want to get wet, especially in the spring, fall, and winter. I've got a nice set of Marmot, and I also have the jacket. I think they were called Marmot Precept. Very, very nice, very, very lightweight. Always glad to have them. Because I have blue jeans on, I want to make sure I do stay dry. Most of the time, if I'm going on a backpacking trip, I'll have more of a nylon pair of pants, like an ex officio, Patagonia, something like that, that if they do get wet, they'll dry really fast. Caught in a rainstorm in these blue jeans, they are going to stay wet the rest of the day. They're actually going to start to pull heat from my body. You get something like a pair of blue jeans wet, bad situation. Did take a gamble today to wear them. I think I'm going to be okay. Not really worried about it too much on this trail. Just heading out there for 2 or 3 nights. No blue jeans. Not in the spring and fall and winter. Okay, I'm about ready to go. Gonna head out. It's kind of looking dark toward the north, but if it rains, it rains. What the heck? Hey, I appreciate you coming to the channel, making sure this trail is ready for anybody else that wants to hike it this year. Keep them briars from grabbing them. As you can imagine, there's a strong smell of burnt wood. Wonder why. Hey, look out. So normally that would be something that I would take care of right there. I'm gonna go on down and see how far this trail is gonna be blocked off. Yeah, this is weird. It's like almost walking through a war zone. Even though I've never walked through a war zone, it would seem like this would be what it would be like. Man. Maybe not quite scorched earth, but pretty dang close, I would think. Here, I can't help but wonder where all the little animals go. Are they smart enough to take off running? Did they scurry over to the bluffs over there? Did they scurry up the trees? I don't know. Never really walked through a burnout like this. Not within days after it happening. It's kind of surreal. Last night a big rain was coming in. So I bet they burn it in timing of that rain to come in and then put it all out. That's my guess. So I know this is going to be really controversial, and I would think there'd be a lot of environmentalists that would just be so upset about it. You know, I've had the good fortune to be on both sides. I see it both ways. I see it through the eyes of the Forest Service, and I see it through the eyes of the environmentalists too. I know I can tell you one thing. I used to work for the Shawnee National Forest. Did some subcontracting work for them years ago. And the rangers there were very, very good. And this is how they explained it to me. Every area has to be sacrificed for something. You know, there are areas that they call wilderness areas where just hiking allowed only. Then there were large sections sacrificed to the equestrians. There were areas for the ATVs. And there were areas for everybody. Horses, hikers, dirt bikes. When you're in charge of a big area like this, it's public lands, you know, you have to make that sacrifice. There are certain areas they just know they have to take care of everyone, and in order to do that, it takes a sacrifice to do it. This is interesting. I'm glad I came. I don't know how much trail maintenance I'm going to do today. This fire pretty well did the trail maintenance for me through this section. But I'm finding this interesting, very interesting. And I appreciate you coming along. Hope you brought your rain gear. Hope you got your good hiking boots on too. This is kind of wild how this big tree right here, it's just total, turned to total ash. Burn up. See where it was laying. Going back into Mother Earth. There you go. Everything will come out. I bet you come back through here in a month and this will be all greened out again. Whoa, dog. My buddy the Briars took a hit. Briars don't like the fire. I bet they come back though with a vengeance. That's something kind of interesting right there. When they clear the brush out, all kind of things show up. I wonder why somebody would have piled those rocks up like that. I don't know. It shows you how much faith I have the forest is going to come back. Limbs like these, I'm going to go ahead and trim back because I know this forest is going to green up within a year. These limbs here will be going all the way across the trail, cause a hazard to the hikers. Now your professional hikers, they don't care. They blow right past them. But your beginners, you don't want to see them come out here and pop an eye or hit them in the face. That's my job, trail maintenance. Keep it so, especially the families and the kids and the beginners can come out here and have fun and not get frustrated and never come back. It would not be fair to me to say there's environmentalists and then there's the U.S. Forest Service, because a lot of people that work for the U.S. Forest Service are also environmentalists. A lot of times the term environmentalist means different things. People interpret it differently. You know, it's possible somebody that works for the Forest Service is an environmentalist, but they see doing something like this as productive, where then there's extreme environmentalists that feel like if you even go in and trim a limb off, you're doing harm to the forest. It's not a one world. Not a one world. Walking along this trail, I'm probably 2 miles back now. Haven't hit one spider web. So I'm thinking, okay, fire probably burnt all the spiders up. They might have went in the side of a tree or something to try to escape the flames. Not a great thing. I don't mind spiders. I don't really want them crawling on me. I got nothing against them. But I bet you this fire has destroyed the tick population through this area right here. Come out here with your family, still spray on mosquito spray, still put some tick repellent on, but I bet you can walk up and down this section, at least for a while, and not get one tick on you. I bet it devastated them because they were out. The ticks are out right now, and that's one thing about the Hoosier National Forest. It has a giant tick population. It's my understanding years ago, long time ago, the government actually paid to have turkeys out here. Turkey farms, and after a while there were so many of them they just kind of all let them go, and the turkeys just went crazy. Probably some of them escaped, started breeding, so there's a lot of little tiny turkey ticks. So if you come to the 2 Lakes Loop Trail, do what I do. I spray deep woods off. Now this is if your skin can take it. I spray deep woods off all over me before I get dressed. I spray tick repellent on my clothing the night before, on my boots, socks, underwear, everything, inside and out. Spray tick repellent inside and out. In the morning, spray the deep woods off on me. I put my clothes on that are now dry. I come out here. So far, out of a dozen times last year being out here clearing the trail, I may have had one tick on me. In fact, I saw it actually crawling on me. It didn't even bite me. To go back to my point, I bet this area right here, the tick population has been destroyed, at least for now. Now that's a good thing. The ticks carry Lyme disease and you don't want to get Lyme disease. No. You can control it, but I don't think there's a cure for it. All right, sun's coming out. Glad I took my raincoat off. I'm actually starting to get warm in just this shirt. Onward. You can see they burnt this on a day of high winds because the fire scorched one side of the trees as it raced on through and then put itself out. Hey, if you live in the Louisville range, if you live in southern Indiana, contact your U.S. Forest Service. An official process you go through, you get an application, you fill it out for volunteer work. This 12-mile trail, you know, even if we had a dozen people out here trying to maintain it and to keep it looking good, it would be nice. So anyway, it's just an idea. It'll be well worth it. You will never regret putting in some volunteer work, especially if you're a hiker, a backpacker, mountaineer, road warrior. You know, come out here, camp, come out here and help maintain the trail. I would appreciate it. The Forest Service would appreciate it. Cheers to you if you decide to do that. Okay, Break's almost over. I better watch out. Boss may be looking. I better get back to work. I'm gonna get on down this trail. Maybe they burnt this all the way to Indian Lake. I don't know. I'm about halfway there, I bet. I'm clearing it out though. You won't get a limb in the eye if you take this part of the trail, and you probably won't get a tick on you either. These folks that do these controlled burns, you know, they ain't out here with a $2 Bic lighter and just lighting stuff carelessly and running off. They know what they're doing. They're highly trained professionals. Pretty talented folks. Here's a good example of what the briars look like once the fire has hit them. What they look like before the fire. So I don't feel sorry for these guys, because you can tell by this one right here, it was already burnt, and yet look at it, it's coming out green. Some pre-cutting before the loggers come in. A lot of pine. I'm thinking probably, this pine probably had some kind of a disease or something. They came in here and knocked a bunch of it down. As you can see, there's a lot of it cut down. Yeah, a lot of it cut down, but a lot of it still standing. Well, I wouldn't doubt if I got a storm coming in. Oh well, I'm back here now. Well, one thing to do is try to head out. I was talking about how good these folks that set the fires are. Check this out. Right down the trail. Got a burn area. You got where it never was touched. Right down that trail. Now, there's no way that fire did that by itself. They were here on top of it, and they were controlling it and burning exactly what they wanted to burn. Good job, Forest Service. Just like all water crossings, it's deeper than you think when you get out there, and the rocks are slippery. If I had to cross over that again, I'd go ahead and put my water shoes on, and I'd walk across there, just straight across. That way there's too much of a chance of slipping on rocks like that. Falling, getting your pack all wet, getting your clothes all wet, busting a knee, busting an ankle. Just be easier to go straight across, I think. Out of the burn zone right here by this creek on the other side. They stopped all the burning altogether. It's pretty. Got these nice bluffs up here. I've only ran into 2 hikers, and it was a father and a son combination just came by. I really like to see the youth of America learn to get out here, learn to love the wilderness. His dad was taking really good care of him. He wasn't a real big guy, but I tell you what, he's pretty tough. He had that backpack on, and he was cruising through here, and didn't hear complaint number 1 from him. Congratulations, Dad. Good job, and I hope you guys have a good night out here. Area closed. I don't know, I guess when I get back home, I will email my supervisor and ask him and see if maybe they're just going to shut this whole thing down. If they do, yeah, that'll pretty well shoot down the loop trail as far as going all the way around. Well, that's interesting. I sure didn't know it was closed. It's a nice little section cleared right there. The sun is starting to slide down toward the west horizon. I think at this point right here, that was a pretty good day. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab everything and backpack on out of here. The 2 hikers that went by thanked me for it, and that always makes me feel good. It's spring. Get that pack on. Get on out here. There's my buddy, Briars. I'm going to fight them all summer. All right, another day of trail maintenance in the books. Nothing easy about that at all. I parked right here at this parking lot, hiked up the connection trail to the main trail, and then I went on back, and this whole area through here is burnt, is a burn off. This is all a burn off, all through here. Right here is where both sides, one side was burnt, the other side was not. So if you're kind of come hiking the Two Lakes Trail, you might want to call ahead, call the ranger station here, talk to them and find out what sections are open and what sections are not. So if somebody's coming to do the whole trail, if they want to do the entire loop all the way around, they're going to be disappointed because you're not going to be able to. Oh, actually the crow was upset because there's a hawk up high hunting. I do appreciate you coming to the channel. That's LAF Space Film Fest. Capital LAF Space Film Fest. Boy, it always feels good to come out here and do some good. I hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace. Briars.